fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse, I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here. And now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Junto, who he transformed his body into that of a demon. And he was in a cocoon for 3 months while this did happen to him. Now, he did awake to find a few things were different. His party members are stronger, he has this animal familiar from the Elf Nation, and his stats have all gone massively through the roof. Along with that, he's gained unique skills, and he doesn't even really have to buy them. They're considered to be evolutions and advancements. So he's gained a few pretty little gifts from this unique evolution. Now, we also go over Todoroki and his friends in the last part, where his party, they themselves are leveling up in training. Now, with all of that, we do actually pick up with 3 weeks later. Junto is beginning to get used to his demon body. It took some time, and a whole lot of trial and error. He's discovered exactly how powerful he truly is. And nothing could be more apparent whenever he did try to at least flick something, and he sent the door flying. Now, it was quite insane. He has to act like everything is an egg, otherwise it's going to shatter like glass. And he's at least understanding more about it. Now, you do actually have today where he does go to sit up in his bed. And he does go to bring his hands up to stretch. Him looking down to see a few visitors. Tori, Belle, Lee, and Ray. And here I thought I locked the door. Jesus. That can't be helped with these 4, I guess. Now, he does then turn to his right to look and see that little dragon pet he's gotten, it's currently laying by the window and soaking up some sun. Yeah, I'm still not even too sure what to do with that thing. Do I give it a name? It's weird though. Now, he doesn't go to stand up and climb over 2 of the people in his bed. All of them waking up to see him putting on some pants. What's going on? Is it morning already? I need another beer. All of you guys need to be aware. Today we're going out to the fight. All of them jumping up. Wait, Junto, you're serious, aren't you? Yeah. Listen, my kingdom, they've completely stopped the assault on with the humans. They've been able to stop their advances. The Butterfly Kingdom, they send their thanks to us already. Their land was quickly being overtaken, but our people, they've been able to at least hold them off and keep them at bay. The Nation of the Fox, however, those people are, well, sort of trapped. Prisoners can't escape. And with the way we're basically holding them down like a fortress, yeah. Many of their advancements have all been stopped. But there's a problem. I see. Well, do you have a plan? I do, yes. However, it's quite risky. Risky? Yeah. It involves me battling against a man who I fear of facing. Wait, fear? Yes, that man is a human. Those words still feel weird coming out of my mouth. He's a very strong one. In fact, I thought about killing the king the first time I ever met him. However, I quickly learned afterwards that the men facing off in the fight, they're some of the strongest warriors the kingdom does have to offer. And if all of a sudden the king gets killed and I took the throne, yeah. That man would run away from the fight and come for my head. So I had to wait and plan. Eventually, this happened. Wait, but you're stronger now, right? Yes, but so is he. And that's just the thing. When we faced off in battle, remember everything I was capable of. I was sure he was capable of far more than that. And thinking back about it, he was more than twice my level. If not 3 times before I even transformed or gained so much power. I see. Yes. And that's the problem. He's at least probably what, 5 times stronger now? I don't know. I have to read his level and gauge his powers. If I would be able to do that, then I'll at least know if I have a chance or not. Now, they all do understand. And Junto he does explain what's going to happen today to them all. As they all do go to leave. Now, you do actually have at the breakfast table. Deku's sitting around with the other members of royalty, and they're all at least talking to each other. They're not really saying very much today. And you do actually have where he does look towards the fairy princess and the fox princess. Claire. Sylvia. Yes? My people have completely stopped the advancement of the enemy forces. So, be aware of that. Thank you. I know it's not very much peace of mind, but I'm heading into the battlefield today. Wait, don't you believe that's far too soon? No. Listen, we have no idea about the enemy forces. There's multiple unknown factors. However, we do have one known factor. That's me. My plan is to go on ahead. My allies and friends of mine, they're going to be, well, given a mission. They're going to kidnap the prince from the battlefield. Wait, what? Yes. I'm sure I'll encounter, well, the enemy I want to face directly in your nation, Sylvia. Yes. If he makes any further advancements, he's going to get to the inner part of our city, or the inner part to this nation exactly. There's at least, what, 200, 300 miles separating them and us? If that man makes it here, there's going to be a lot of problems. He'll have access to all of you. All of you will be in danger. And they'll do what I'm going to do to the prince. What is that? They'll hold each one of you captive until your nation surrenders. And if your nations don't, you'll all be executed. Wait, you're going to kill him? No. However, I'm going to make it well aware that I do have their son. If they don't comply, well, I have a few things I want to do. However, I know for a fact that they're not going to make it easy for me. I'm going to stand up, informing all of them that he's wasted time talking here. Now, with that being said, he does get to walk away. As we do have where he does head to his party's, well, breakfast room, and walk in, informing all of them that he's heading towards the battlefield. Now, He tells them all that they know their task and they know their mission. He's going to be creating that diversion for them to break through the enemy line. Afterwards, they all need to be prepared. Now, this is quite interesting. And we do actually have where the leaders are all talking, and at least trying to think about what they should do while he's creating a diversion. Many of them talking about a small force being able to sneak into the nation and at least try and set up something or find allies. That's a very tough idea. Now, we do actually have Faye, the Princess of Prey, or the Bunny Princess. She does think about it. That man, he apparently does have something to fear. Even with his evolved power, the human he's going to be facing off against is truly monstrous. Her just wondering, is he going to return alive? Now, her, Laura, Aqua, and, well, even Sylvia, they do find to be quite strange. They're all somewhat worried about that man. He's very unique, and he shows determination. He shows, well, properties that are not really seen in a man like him. So much power, but so much need at the same time. Now, they do respect it all. And you do actually have where he does head out. Now, we actually do have Junto, who he's flying through the air. Now, he has noticed that his speed has significantly increased. And just looking down at the ground, he feels like he's at least flying faster than an airplane. Now, he does wonder about it all. Him deciding to test how fast he really is. Now, we do cut to a local village, where everything is peaceful. Until there is something that does fly through the air and a large boom can be heard. As people did look up, and there was nothing there. Before going back to their peaceful lives, wondering what the hell that was. Now, with that being said, we do cut to about a few minutes later, where Deku, he's arrived at the battlefield. As he does land, and people do come running up to him. Now, they all do see that he's a human. However, they do see the markings on his face. And many people, they do recognize him immediately. He's the Dragon Slayer. He's the king. People are going to drop down onto their knees to show respect, while others, they do all look confused. All of you stand. Now, many Onis will go to do this. And people do see that this man, he just had his orders listened to. Alright, now, him asking exactly where is the man or the human who is the biggest threat to all of them. Now, you do actually have a man who does come walking up. Him dropping to his knee and informing their king that the man he is currently on a one-man crusade to this location. Really now? Yes. Numerous forces have been sent out. However, it's believed that they've all been taken down and wiped out. Along with that, it's unknown as to exactly his exact location. Sources vary. Really now? Yes, sir. It's believed that him and his men, they're currently posted many miles from here. However, we do not know. Our scouts have not yet returned. Now, he does go to walk forwards. And he does at least look the way of the battlefield. Him going to take flight, as people do watch him do that. Minoya turning and informing these men to hold their ground, and that if they have any forces nearby, order immediate retreats. Now, all of them are confused. He's ordering them on standby? Now, Deku, he would then go to fly in and survey the land, as he does see numerous explosions and magic power flying around, as he does eventually see a large blast that does catch his attention. Now, this blast was huge, and he's guessing that that was a fireball. Now, he does come flying down, as you do actually have the human who would go to turn around and directly see him. Why, hello there. Hey, yourself. You're still alive. Surprised you remember me. It was pretty hard to forget, along with the fact that you did slay a dragon. That does tend to stick with memory. It does appear so. So, are you here to join in the fight? Yeah, I am. Good. We can take many, not with you though. I'm sorry. You see, I've done a few things in the last year. I've explored the world, grown stronger, and discovered something. The people you're killing aren't the enemy. You are. I see. Is that your reasoning then? Yes. Do you really think that that would be a wise choice to fight me, Dragon Slayer? I do believe so. It's not Dragon Slayer though. It's Junto. Junto. Is that your name? Yes, it is. Now, he does go to bring up his hands, informing him that it's actually King Junto. A king? Ah, that title means nothing to me. I didn't think it did. However, it's just to tell you exactly how busy I've been. Yes, well, I'm going to bring up his hand. Fireball. Now, the skill, it does blast out directly at Deku. Him noticing that there was no time on that. Him going to bring his hand up and going to cast his own fireball himself. Now, the two blasts would meet in the air, as they do hit each other before blasting backwards at their owners. And Deku would see that, as he does jump backwards and away, as he is going to use his restat ability. Now, the main, he does come walking forwards. He has a large, bulky axe, and Deku does see the man. He reads his name, and then he does read his level, 316. Okay. Magic stats. Strength magic. Level maxed. And evolution. Flame magic. Mastery. Evolutioned. Reinforcement magic. Mastery. Evolutioned. 3 skills? At his level? No way. Are you done? Am I done with what? Staring at me. I thought we were gonna fight. We are, Deku does say. Him going to at least show something different. Him pulling his blade as the man does see it. That blade does look a fairly bit larger. And then there's that thing wrapped around his waist. Now, many people do come running up to try and join their commander, or their leader. And Deku, he does just do one thing. I do believe that this is a fight for me and you, don't you? Yes. I'm going to bring up his hand and go to tell his forces to. Before Deku, he does just go to bring up his own left hand. And he does send his, let's just say, advanced form of flame magic, or explosive magic. Now, Deku does do that, explosion. As the area where all those men were standing, it completely goes nuclear. All of them being caught up in an explosion. As the wind, it does directly blow into where these two men do stand. Neither one of them having an inch budge underneath them. And the man, he does go from looking that direction to looking back at Junto. I see. That one's new. Haven't had a chance to properly test it. Good thing I didn't do that at my home. And how many did you kill with that? I believe about 5,000. That's a shame. Those men had families, you know. They did. However, if their families get in my way, they're next too. Now, the man does go rushing forwards, and Deku would see that. Immense speed. Now, he does immediately go on the defensive. Him going to turn his blade and directly go to bring it upwards. As he does block the attack, the man does send at him with the axe. And Deku, he does go to bring up his leg and try and kick him directly in the stomach. Now, the man, he does feel this kick, as he does go to move backwards, and then go to rush forwards once more, going to bring up his hand and go for an attack at Deku, with a pure punch. Deku bringing up his own hand and directly catching this man's fist, as the man, he does somewhat look at Deku surprised. And Deku, he does actually have his hand hold there as much as he can. I see. You have improved. Yeah, I have. However, you still can't defeat me. I've had years on the battlefield, years of experience. I am the strongest one there is. Maybe. But I'm something you're not. And what would that be? Deku bringing up his head, and the man, he does watches Deku's hair does move, revealing bumps on his head as Deku's eyes, they do look red. And the man just does stare at him surprised. You're not human. Exactly. Deku going to bring up his hand. Well, bring up his left hand. He's just going to sock the man directly in the face. And does go to use ice magic on this man's hand. The man using flame magic to counter this ability. Now, the two do back away. Deku going to bring up his hands and start to cast skills, casting an explosion towards this man. As the man, he does go to bring his hands up and block the blast, as he does get flung backwards by the sheer force of the explosion. Now, people do watch this battle. These men are sending out skills that are literally annihilating the ground everywhere in a 100-foot radius. Along with that, the men that were killed by that strange spell earlier, yeah, many people begin to avoid that area of the battlefield. Now, we do actually have Lee, Tori, Bell, and Ray, who, they all did see the explosion in the distance, and they were quite curious, as we actually do have the, flying stallions they're on, or the Pegasus. Now, these particular creatures, they are very unique to the fairy forest, and they're near to extinction. However, the last remaining few, they're specially held by the fairies to try and bring their numbers back. Now, they're currently flying on them, as they do look down towards the battlefield. These bright lights and intense winds they're feeling, they're miles down, but even then, they're insane. Now, we do cut back over to Deku. Him and this man, they're both fighting. And people do watch the battle. These men do seem to be on par with one another. They're throwing fists, they're throwing magic, they're throwing everything they have at each other. And it's insane. Now, we do actually have Deku in the man. The man, he's using both hands to slam the axe down towards him. Along with that, he's using strength magic to increase the might he does use. And Deku, he does notice that. Reading the man's stats and see that his mana is at least 100,000, along with his health. He does think. Blocking the attacks with his blades, and at least going for a counter. Him moving backwards and then going to do a darkness slash. As 4 of these blades do go spinning through the air. Now, flying through the air, not spinning. Now, they do go that way. The man is simply going to throw out his own axe and counter with, well, a magic attack. Him bring up a wall of flames. Now, the attacks do punch through the wall, and one does actually cut into the man's arm, as he does notice that. Now, he does go to take this wall of fire and run in. Him actually going directly towards Junto. As Junto, he does go to bring up his own hands and cast ice magic. Now, he does cast it directly forwards, and then he does cast his left hand downwards. Now, he has to be tricky here. This man's literally a warrior, a master of the craft. So, this is not going to be easy. Now, the two do continue their battle. And we actually have where, eventually, the battle is moving. People do watch it. Junto got sent flying through an attack. Him smashing through enemy forces. As he does directly get surrounded. Him going to stand up. Shit. Okay. This man is him feeling a blade directly hitting his shoulder. Him turning around and seeing that the guy is holding a broken sword. You know, that really wasn't a good idea. Your chain spear. This thing coming up off of Deku's waist. Handle anyone who interferes in our fight. Now, the thing, it does move up and down, as it does directly go towards and stab into this man's face, punching right through his head as it does go stabbing into many other men. Now, Deku does watch this thing move, as it does completely get off of his waist and we can start killing enemies on the battlefields. Now, he does look at that. That's a really cool weapon. Now, he does then go back to looking forwards, bringing up his blade and actually going to send out a magic blast or a sword beam. Him sending it that direction as it does blast out of his sword at least 5 times larger than before. It cutting through the air as a giant fireball does come directly towards it as well. Now, this is quite strange. The two blast colliding and then trying to fight for dominance. As Deku, he does watch that. Okay, quite interesting. He does say. Bring up his hand behind him and casting Explosion. Now, the explosion does happen, and Deku, he's killing the enemy forces. As he doesn't go to bring up his hand and cast out Explosion in that direction. Now, he does do that as the two blast, in the direct middle of it, an explosion does occur. And a bright light can be seen flying throughout the air. Now, the smoke does begin to clear, and there's at least a giant crater separating Deku and the hero he's facing off against. As he does go to walk forwards, and the hero, he does begin to start walking forwards as well. The two are going to end this battle. They've never faced an opponent they've deemed as worthy. And this man, he's quite curious. Will this boy be able to fulfill his wish? Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing day. Catch you guys in the next part.